2022 winter commencement graduate ceremony for Pride High School, y'all. I want to say a special thank you to Lockhart High School Band. Thank you so much for playing for us this evening. Sounds wonderful. I'm Mr. Peters, proud principal of Pride High School, and I am absolutely thrilled every single day to be at Pride. It's such a wonderful place to be at, and I couldn't be happier, honestly. We obviously know it's been quite a difficult year. Not really the year that we were expecting or hoping for. But looking at you guys now, I couldn't be happier where we're at. You know, we never stopped doing what we do. We never stopped moving forward. And we just kept buckling down and doing what we do. You know, that's Pride High School. And a lot of that power comes from our staff and the teachers that we have. And I mean, the focus, determination, compassion, understanding, and just the focus on every single individual kid is just what sets Pride High School apart. And I really feel that. You know, and you know, we're trying to create a place where everyone feels safe and just welcome to be who they are. And I think we're hitting the mark on that again and again. And you know, you guys all came here with the same goal. You know, everyone comes to Pride High School. Every time we have an interview, it's, I want to graduate. I never thought I could do this. I want to graduate. I want to get out of here. I want to get done and move on with my life. And seeing you guys now, you did it. Despite everything that's happened for the past 2 years. And I couldn't be more proud of you guys. So, congratulations. And then again, I want to thank the parents because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, right? Your support for the kids coming to Pride and showing up to school every day. So, thank you for being here, everybody. You know, it's a wonderful night. It's always a good night to be at graduation with everybody. So we're just here to celebrate you guys, celebrate everything you've achieved and accomplished, and what you're going to achieve eventually in the future. So we're excited. Appreciate it. So in honor of growing student leaders, we're going to have a special guest who's allowing me to introduce JP Sitz. He's a current senior at Pride High School, and he's going to be your MC for the evening. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to the winter graduation ceremony for the seniors of Pride High School. I am JP Sisk and I am honored to be your Master of Ceremonies this evening. We begin tonight's celebration in gratitude for our freedoms. So please stand in presentation of the colors by Color Guard of Lockhart High School Air Force JROTC and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, JROTC. Audience, you may be seated. Now, if you would please join me as we recognize and thank our Lockhart ISD School Board of Trustees. Michael Wright, President. Warren Burnett, Vice President. Tom Guyton, Secretary. Sam Lockhart, Trustee. Rini Reyes, also a Trustee. Dr. Barbara Sanchez, Trustee as well. And Rebecca Pulliam, the final Trustee. Thank you, Lockhart School Board members, for your belief in the mission and goals of Pride High School and your dedicated support of our students, faculty, and staff. This ceremony is a testament to the commitment each of you shows to the children of our community. We also also extend our gratitude to the Lockhart ISD Executive Leadership Team. Mark Estrada, the Superintendent of Schools. Kim Raymond, the Deputy Superintendent. Adam Galvan, Assistant Superintendent of Operations and Technology. Dr. Stephanie Camarillo, Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction. Nicole Dean, Chief Financial Officer. Christina Corson, Executive Director of Communication and Community Services. And Barry Bacon, the Principal of Lockhart High School. Thank you all so much for your outstanding leadership of our amazing school district and for your support of the students and vision of Pride High School. At this time, we would like to now recognize the Pride High School faculty and staff. Ethan Peters, the principal. Dr. Angelita Paxton, the counselor. Amanda Marshall, our secretary and registrar. Scott Dennis, our science teacher. Greg Foster, our social studies teacher. Patricia Page, our math teacher. Penny Wilborn, our language arts teacher. Dana Welsh, the special education teacher. Lisa Mason, the special education paraprofessional and project lab facilitator. Beatrice Rodriguez, the cafeteria manager. Vivalina Hardy, custodian. And Norma Amaro, custodian. Thank you, Pride High School teachers and staff, for your unwavering support, dedication, and compassion you show our students every day. Mr. Peters will now recognize our early graduates.
At this time, I'd like to recognize all of our graduates that completed all their requirements in fewer than 3.5 years. They're being honored this evening by wearing a yellow cord, so as part of their regalia. So as I read your name, just stand up and be recognized. Zaida Arenas Vences. Lisa Brown again. Asher Creel. Dylan Evans. Riley Lowe. Princess Cassandra Malagon. Priscilla Martin. Honor of Spirit. Angel Munoz. Mariah Rivera. Olivia Rodriguez. Kimberly Rodriguez Alvarado. Jaden Ruiz. We also honor in spirit. Thank you for this tonight. Javier Cifuentes. And finally, Jaden Wendell. Also. Congratulations, guys. We're so proud of all your accomplishments.
Next, we will hear from a few of our graduates. Please welcome Asher Creel, who will be our first student speaker this evening.
Hello, good evening. My name is Asher Creel. The last time I was in this building was for one of my younger sister's performances, which she's always great in. But most importantly, I've seen just how important it is to her to have performance. How important it is to any person, actually. In fact, maybe the chief reason that I went to Pride was because of performance. You see, Pride is actually both my first as well as my last school. Up until my first day at Pride in August of 2020, I had been entirely homeschooled, which is a wonderfully personal, creative, enriching, and free experience. It is also, even with family and the occasional friend, one of solitude. When one does reach such an age, I discovered where showing your mom what you made just isn't enough. I needed, I craved, performance. Pride, I found, was such a better audience, and mentor, and partner, and friend than I could have ever asked for. The principal, Mr. Peters, welcomed me in, which I will forever be grateful for. He has always been the kindest, most understanding, and most exceptionally strong leader for such a beautiful school. Dr. Paxton, the always lovely counselor, was always more than happy to answer any question I had about how things worked. Now, performance was what drove me to Pride, but if I also wanted to graduate before I turned 30, I would need to deal with my math problem. Mrs. Page was the one who got me through that. I had always struggled with math, and I had always taken much longer than I felt I should have to remember processes. Mrs. Page showed me smarter methods to understanding and retaining all of the systems of math, and pushed me to make steady, firm pressure on the subject all the time. Beyond that, though, she teaches everything she does in such a kind, personal, caring way. She's a friend for certain, and for that, I thank her. Mrs. Baker, my first science teacher, took a subject that I had lost all curiosity for and turned it into by far my favorite class. I remember the tough portions. I remember the thrill of the challenge. I was absorbed in fields I had never once cared about before. I remember how excited I was to come back to school in the morning and continue working on my stoichiometric problems, a feeling I owe entirely to Mrs. Baker for having the amazing skill set to make something so foreign effortlessly make total sense. Mr. Foster, my social studies teacher, as well as my advisor, took so much time to work with me personally and guide me, making a course through history that was personal and beneficial to me. He encouraged me to write, something I claim to love doing, yet do very little. He told me to look at the sections of history I was studying and take what I thought was interesting and write about it in whatever way I found fascinating. I am deeply thankful to him for how much he encouraged my writing and how much firmer the notion that it is okay to write non-perfect things sits in my brain. Now, Mrs. Mason, let me tell you, I cannot put into words the nefarious plots this saint has inspired. She lives past all the other teachers' rooms at the end of the hall in a room that feels too good to exist, full of wonder and miracles and art. I have bonded with such a wonderful number of other students over the most freely creative projects in that room. I have bonded also with Mrs. Mason herself over that very same thing. I have felt, and I know not alone, so much magic from that room. It's a wonderland. All the tools and supplies to make whatever you can think of are in there. And I cannot express how inspiring it is to walk in and see others making things. That space is a studio, and a playground, and a community, and it all comes from her. I have to, before I continue with the teachers, just briefly mention something quite spectacular while on the subject of making things. It would be unjust if it were to go without being said that Mrs. Page and Mrs. Baker, the two groups of students, myself included, to construct actual working trebuchets. Now, I know I'm pretty new to the world of school projects at all, but that has to be up there with the best I've heard of. I loved feeling so connected with my group, both with this bond made from building something together, but also this fierce, fun rivalry to be better than the other team in that trebuchet. Now, ask anyone their favorite classroom, and we did actually, and they'll tell you it's Mrs. Wilmord's. Hers is not the typical English classroom. She has taken such care to set up, more than a classroom, a sanctuary. She is one of the most knowledgeable, most interesting, and most encouraging people I have ever spoken to. She's wonderfully loving, perfectly firm about progress, and unbelievably helpful no matter what you need help understanding. She is so thoughtful and has taught me so much. I'm always excited for the next thing Mrs. Wilburn has planned because I know I'm about to learn something entirely new in a way I never saw coming. She beautifully juxtaposes confidence-building calm in her classroom with unfaltering excitement in her teaching. There's never a dull moment with her, nor one in which you feel wrong for trying. Thank you, Mrs. Wilburn. Now, last but not least, and I attempt to save this from ending too emotionally, is my absolutely wonderful second science teacher, Mr. Dennis. Now, by the time he joined us at Pride, I didn't actually have any science left to do. So aside from one very fun group project on sustainability, what I learned from him were more life lessons than science lessons. I learned how nice it was, and how much it could lift up my day to have someone offer me something as small as a fist bump every time I walked into the school building each morning. I learned how to properly throw a basketball into a hoop. With a lot of pride when I finally got one in. I learned, on an unexpectedly emotional field trip, that I wasn't seeing college for what it could truly be. As I granted it little more importance than the piece of paper you get at the end. But the college experience is that, an experience, a journey, where much more than the destination matters. And I have Mr. Dennis to thank for reminding me of that. I know I'm still not ready to pursue that journey quite yet, but I feel far better off the way I think about it now. So to him, for changing my life in subtle but important ways, thank you. To everyone who has supported this journey of mine, I say thank you. Thank you for your kindness, the freedom to be exactly and unapologetically myself, and for the love. To say that Pride High School changes lives is not cliche. Every one of us in the room this evening can attest to this. I think that we, too, can all attest to our lives being better for I've been a part of this beautiful thing called Pride. I'm so grateful to have had the experience and wish my fellow graduates well in their future endeavors.
Now please help me welcome our next speaker and proud graduate, Olivia Rodriguez.
Good evening, parents, friends, teachers, administrators, and of course, the graduating class of 2022. The COVID shutdown started after spring break of my freshman year. We were told to stay home. I finished the rest of my freshman year online in hopes that my sophomore year would be better. August of 2020, sophomore year, came around and we were still doing classes online. My junior year, I went to high school 1 week and going back to campus was a difficult transition, simply because I was so used to working my own schedule. Also, I felt like I didn't have a voice in my educational path. I was frustrated and discouraged and didn't know what to do. I learned about Pride High School from a teacher who suggested it one day while we were discussing my frustrations. The only thing I'd heard about Pride were that it was a smaller school and that you could work at your own pace, but I didn't know much more than that. I really didn't know if I could make a change of that magnitude since I would have to give to soccer, which is my life. I also struggled leaving my friends and leaving all the experiences of a traditional high school. I knew there would be challenges. I knew it would be totally unlike anything I'd known, but I decided to take the step and apply. When I told my parents that I wanted to play at Pride, they were unsure of why I wanted to get my high school experience, but they supported me. My friends were unsure as well, but they were proud of me. Coming to Pride gave me the opportunity to make new friends. I met great people and everybody was so accepting and understanding. Every student is different and has different goals, but we all have graduation as our target. We all share our experiences and hold each other accountable. The support I found at Pride from both the staff and the students allowed me to go in ways I never knew possible. When Mr. Peters said I was accepted into Pride, I wasn't nervous, I was excited. I was ready for my life to change. My excitement has only grown since my first day. Once I'd been at Pride for a bit, I started to understand I had an entire support team behind me. I knew my teachers wanted me to succeed, but I realized if I wanted to graduate early, it was on me to put in the time and effort. No one could achieve my goals but me. No one could do the work but me. Mid-November is when I had that, oh wow, this is actually happening moment. Dr. Baxton was conducting credit meetings, and I found out that I only need 3 more credits to complete. I knew I wasn't scheduled to graduate early, as I hoped. A few weeks later, when I realized I was actually finished, was one of the proudest moments of my life. Once I realized that early graduation was actually attainable, I started researching careers after high school. I knew I wanted to advance academically, but still stay close to home. I will be attending Austin Community College this fall. Pride has completely changed me. I feel like I know who I am now. I am independent. I no longer care as much about what others think of my decisions. I came to Pride High School with one goal, to graduate high school for my 17th birthday. I have achieved my goal, but I've also achieved so much more. I have achieved self-confidence, self-discipline, and self-awareness. I have learned about acceptance, and even if it sounds cliche, unconditional love. At Pride, we are a family. We support and uplift each other, and no matter what mistakes we have made. The staff gives us so much, beginning with simply allowing us to be who we are. We belong. We are important. We are heard. We are valued, and we are loved. Pride in its people will forever have a special place in my heart. I obtained my goal of graduating early, but now with a tremendous amount of support from some very special people. I want to thank my parents, Mom, Dad, I love y'all so much. I'd also like to thank my teachers and administrators for supporting me through this journey. You are the support system that allowed me to stand here this evening as an early graduate and a new person. Being a Pride student brings with a great deal of responsibility. My advice to the students who are still at Pride, keep working hard. Keep putting in the effort because this moment right here is all worth it. The moment you walk this stage is all worth it. The moment you walk this stage, all the late nights worrying, all the staying in, and all the waking up early will be worth it. I challenge you to uphold the expectations set forth at Pride, because if you do, you not only walk this stage one day as a graduate, but you also do it as a better person. Congratulations, fellow graduates, and good luck in the next part of your journey. May you always carry Pride and its promises in your heart.
Thank you, Olivia, for your phenomenal words. Finally, please help me welcome the last, but most definitely not the least, of our graduate speakers, Riley Lowe.
Good evening, everyone. I am Riley Lowe, and I am honored to be here this evening, speaking in front of the wonderful teachers who helped me get here, my classmates who pushed me, my family who knew I can do it, even when I doubted myself. A little over a year ago, I had to take a break from school for personal reasons. Those reasons left me needing to take care of my emotional well-being for a while. But being out of school left a hole in my life. I began to feel lost and worried that I would be so far behind and I would never get caught up and possibly never graduate. I saw friends posting about senior year and graduation, and I knew I had to go back to school. I also knew that in my situation, a traditional school setting would not be a good fit. I learned about Pride from a family friend a few years back. When I interviewed with Mr. Peters, I knew that I would feel comfortable and accepted. My parents felt relieved knowing that I would be in an environment where I felt comfortable and safe. I began PHS with a hope, a feeling I haven't felt in quite some time. Maybe I could graduate after all. The teachers at Pride pushed me and taught me more than just school. They taught me the important life lessons and always showed that they cared. The students at Pride were always nice and inviting. I made so many friends who helped me through this year and who will always be very special to me. I learned at Pride that I could do anything if I put my mind to it, whether it be completing an art project, learning to communicate better, or even graduating. I have learned to accept support when I need it and how to be more confident in myself and my abilities. There are many people to whom I owe thanks, but I'd certainly like to acknowledge Mr. Peters, the faculty and staff of Pride, my friends, and most of To my fellow classmates, thank you for making me laugh, teaching me new things, and supporting me through this. You all are going to go on to do great things, and I cannot wait to see you succeed. And to those who will come after us, and to anyone who needs to hear it, I am proof that it's never too late to make a change for the better in your life. If you are willing to make the change and do the work, you will have a family here at Pride High School who will be with you every step of the way, even on the days that are not easy, and will help you make your dreams of graduating come true. Thank you.
Great job, Riley, and thank you again to all of our other speakers. That was all phenomenal. Please join me in giving them another round of applause. Thank you again for allowing me this opportunity, and thank you for sharing this evening with us. Now I would like to return the mic to Mr. Peters.
We're going to do a little ceremony called the presentation of the flowers. So at this time, if I can have all the parents and guardians of the graduates stand up. So many of us remember the first flower that we might have received. In a lot of ways, just getting one flower is even more powerful than getting a whole bouquet. Remember how it feels, remember how emotional it could have been, right? So the carnation is a very old symbol of, goes back centuries, a symbol of strength, love, connection, protection, appreciation. So we're going to have each graduate come find their parents and their guardians and to give you that carnation just out of appreciation of all the support and love that you have. So accept that, take the moment, smell the flowers a little bit. We're going to enjoy some more music from Lockhart High School Band, and we'll also have a nice video from the year of all the graduates playing during this time. So let's take the moment and enjoy the graduates. Thank you. this time, I'd like to ask our superintendent of schools, Mark Estrada, to certify the class of 2022. It's the fun part. So, Mr. President, members of the Board of Trustees, by the authority granted me by the State Board of Education and the Texas Education Agency, I certify that each of these students has met the requirements for graduation as outlined in the policies and standards of the Texas Education Agency and the Lockhart Independent School District. Seniors, you may now move your tassels from right to left. Congratulations, guys. We will now award the diplomas to our graduates. So graduates, please rise and make your way to the stage. Mr. Foster will lead your way.
Zaina Arenas Venice. Zaina is an early 3.5-year graduate. Lacey Elizabeth Brodigan. Lacey is an early 3.5-year distinguished level of achievement graduate with EOC Master's Achievement in English 1 and Algebra 1. She completed a multidisciplinary endorsement and earned college credit through dual enrollment coursework. Stephen David Contreras. Distinguished Level Achievement graduate with EOC Master's Achievement in Algebra 1. He completed endorsements in business and industry and in multidisciplinary. Asher Creel. Asher is an early 3.5-year graduate with EOC Master's Achievement in English 1 and Algebra 1. Jagger Ray Davis. Dylan Shane Evans. Dylan is an early 3.5-year distinguished level achievement graduate. He completed a multidisciplinary endorsement and earned college credit through dual enrollment coursework. Hayden Michael Glissendorf. Hayden is an early 3.5-year graduate. Savannah Melody Howell. Savannah is an early 3.5-year distinguished level achievement graduate with EOC Master's Achievement in Algebra 1, and she completed a multidisciplinary endorsement. Carlos Lombardich Villalobos. Riley Cheyenne Lowe. Riley is an early 3.5-year graduate. Precious Cassandra Elizabeth Malagon. Precious Cassandra is an early 3.5-year Distinguished Level Achievement graduate, and she completed a multidisciplinary endorsement. Priscilla Alicia Morton. Priscilla is an early 2.5-year Distinguished Level Achievement graduate, and she completed endorsements in STEM and multidisciplinary. Angel Renee Munoz. Angel is an early 3.5-year Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate, and he completed a multidisciplinary endorsement. Mona Lisa Ortiz. Mona is an early 3.5-year Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate with EOC Master's Level Achievement in Algebra 1. She completed a multidisciplinary endorsement. Mariah Ann Rivera. Mariah earned EOC Master's Level of Achievement in Algebra 1. Kimberly Rodriguez Alvarado. Kimberly is an early 3.5-year graduate. Olivia Marissa Rodriguez. Olivia is an early 3.5-year Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate with EOC Master's Level of Achievement in Algebra 1. She completed multidisciplinary endorsement. Jaden Phillip Reese. Jaden is an early 3.5-year graduate. Nathaniel Frank Sanchez. Isaac Javier Cifuentes. Isaac is an early 3.5-year Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate with EOC Master's Level Achievement in Algebra 1. He completed an endorsement in STEM and multidisciplinary. Isaac earned college credit through dual enrollment coursework as well as tech prep college courses. Bianca Jeanette Suarez Martinez. Bianca is an early 3.5-year Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate. She earned AP Achievement in 5 courses, has EOC Master's Level Achievement in Algebra 1, and completed endorsements in Business and Industry and multidisciplinary. Brittany Wells. We congratulate Brittany on her return for completion. Jaden Ray Windle. Jaden is an early 3.5-year Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate. He completed endorsements in Business and Industry and multidisciplinary. Unfortunately, Jaden could not be here tonight because he is already in college at Blinn Junior College, pursuing a degree in kinesiology. Congratulations to all of our graduates.
Pride High School, class of 2022. Congratulations, graduates. Thank you all for being here this evening and celebrating with us and being here for your graduates. We're so proud of all of you guys. I'm just excited for you, the rest of your lives and what you're going to happen next. So we're just thrilled to see what's happening. So families, if you just please remain seated and as we allow the graduates to exit, you can meet them back in the foyer